There we go. Hello and welcome to the Keeper on 9, where we drill things. Yeah, terrible pun, I know. The latency is even worse on 1080p, but we're not using this for FPV. I would like to talk about two main things at the moment. Debugging and troubleshooting, and a little bit about YouTube. So the first thing, let's go over debugging and troubleshooting. As anyone knows that does this kind of stuff, those of us that do this kind of stuff absolutely love the challenge. We love being able to essentially be challenged by problems. Problem solving is fun. But I'll tell you what, I have hit a brick wall with this. Those of you who have watched my channel for a long time will recognise it. It's my trusty old HeyMeg HM307 single channel oscilloscope. Well, it is completely downright and bucketed died. And I've sat here going through the whole thing. You can see repair marks. And I found a PNP transistor linked to the main cathode of the CRT that was dead. So I ordered replacements. But they're obsolete, so I had to get them from Element 14 rather than one of my usual suppliers. I'm actually quite impressed with Element 14, should have used them a long time ago. But I put in the new transistor, it dies, gets blown up by the dead scope. So I put in a chip. Okay, it no longer makes a clicking noise. So I replaced a little I think it's a 741, let me just check. Yes, a 741C, a UA741C, which is a little single op-amp type chip. So I put in a new one of that and it stops clicking. But then after a little bit of running, it starts clicking again. And I sit here, I look at the voltage, at the point where it's supposed to be 1000 volts plus, it's sitting about 450, 500. And I look at the schematic, I look at the data to do with it, and I cannot, for the life of me, figure it out. It is a rabbit hole to hell situation. I don't know, should I scrap this or should I continue banging my head against the wall with it? Or should I just finish it off, throw it out that window, and then, well, then it's impossible to fix with the CRT, it'll probably go and then it's beyond economic repair. What's the best option? Because I don't know. I might have to do the throw it out the window option because I don't give up on things and it will need to be completely and utterly beyond repair for me to truly give up on it. But at the same time, I built my microscope stand yesterday for my little camera. I don't know if the camera itself, but those of you who watched the EEPROM detailed analysis, this was the camera I used. I just didn't have a nice fancy adjustable microscope stand made from 100% scrap materials. Another thing I debugged and fixed, if I can get it up without disturbing too much. I don't think this has ever appeared on YouTube. I've had it over a year. My Spectrum analyzer wasn't turning on. Now, if you look, turns on first time. You've got the traces, you've got a little strange signal that's always there. I think it's something to do with 50 Hz noise. But it works perfectly as it did when I got it. Well, it didn't work when I got it, but the faults were like really dirt simple. Turns out, what goes wrong? A single little 470 UF 16 volt capacitor. Instead of reading 470 UF, it's reading 501. Now I know capacitors tend to have a 20 to 30% tolerance on them. Well, if you do 100, that would only be what 30, 100%, 30 UF. Yeah, something seemed off with a 30 UF difference on that because yeah, that seemed a little bit over the tolerance. I didn't do any calculations, so I could be wrong, but That seemed a little bit too much out for my liking, so pulled out a new cap, stuck it in, stuck it on charge. Works a treat. What else have I fixed recently? My PC. That decided to downright and completely die on New Year. A good few hours later it was fixed. And this is something I find between digital and analog electronics. I find debugging and repairing something like this orders of magnitude easier than debugging and repairing something that is analog. And I can pin it down to exactly why. My IBM 5150 orders of magnitude easier than the oscilloscope. Why? Because it's digital. Digital electronics are simple. They're based on the simple principle of ones and zeros. If you put your oscilloscope down into a pin, you will see if there's data going. You will see that trace. You will see the up and down of the trace, the wiggly trace that's normally square wave, but sometimes you get a few variants depending on what's wrong. But that's the thing, you see a variant. If your probing's correct, then it's probably a fault with the chip. Whereas with analog, well, could turn out the reason the device isn't working is the signal is out of phase with something. It's the wrong voltage, you know, because analog is on, off and everything in between. And that is what makes analog such an arse to work with, and why I fail miserably at repairing anything that is analog. And you know, there's no lie, I am more savvy when it comes to repairing computer issues. Why? Because it's what I put a lot more effort into over electronics. Give me a computer issue these days and 90% of the time, hell, 99% of the time I can figure out at least what's causing it. And 95% of the time I can probably fix it as long as I have access to the right parts. Because that's always the killer. Not all parts are easily accessible. Some are just impossible to get hold of. Like Acorn Electron ULAs. Good luck fixing that. Any electrons of dead ULAs. So that is the core principles of the troubles. And some of the frustrations of dealing with electronics repair. Hell, it's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun sitting there debugging stuff. You know, I run through so many problems, you know, the FPV kit. Once again, though, you're dealing with an analog system, so it falls into that sort of can be an absolute arse, but you can still debug equipment. You know, I was able to work out that this was working through just temperature. It was getting hot. The receiver unit wasn't, so the receiver that came with it was dead. But so I don't even know where the circuit board is now, probably in the mess that the known as my cupboard. You also notice my microprocessor's moved. This microscope stand now lives where it did. So the next thing I want to go on to, let me just get us there. Something I seem to notice with our good old friend YouTube, and apparently they're doing another layout changeover, so prepare to have your channel fucked up basically. I haven't put anything into what they're doing because frankly, what is the bloody point in caring? They always change it to something we don't like and it's always shit. So you can pretty much expect it's going to be 100% shit. And it's going to get worse as the years go on until, yeah, I don't even know how you can make the YouTube interface worse, but they seem to have a very good history of achieving that goal. So we'll go on to lifetime, and this is what I love about this OBS open capture. It is fantastic. It beats the arse off absolute everything else. Wrong window I made smaller. Hang on, bear with me. Oh, you bastard. Come on, I was praising you, open capture. Don't be evil. There we go. So look at that. You cannot do this with Fraps. Fraps is shit. A lot of these like dedicated ones are shit. I don't know if there's any confidential information in these stupid pages. I don't think so. Alright, we'll move this over here because there's less interesting stuff. I've got no porn sites up, so that's good. Yes, I will need to install Metasploit on my new Linux machine under my desk. So what is it? Lifetime views, that's it. People often bang about the whole, oh, my channel grows by exponential growth and snowballs effect, whereas you look at this and when it bothers to load, you see, if I was more organised, I'd have prepared this all beforehand. Well, I prepared the open capture thing, which is good. Stop script, because that seems to resolve all these problems. Don't know why. And in this case, we need to refresh it. This is YouTube for you. This is part of what annoys me about. This is what annoys me about modern website design. Gone are the days of making it sleek and efficient. No, let's ram as much crap into it so it runs as much like dog shit as possible. Whatever happened to making websites so they load in like 1 second or less? Web developers these days have really lost their ways and priorities on web design. Oh, and so it doesn't work. Oh, right, let's try continue. Usually stop script fixes it, but in this case, no. It's not. In fact, nothing's fixing it. Why is this? Refresh again. And now the... what? Oh, just as Firefox started. There are many things I like about Firefox. There are many things I dislike about Firefox. It loads, and then it loads. Oh, you know, I could actually cut this out in editing, but you know what? I'm not going to, because I don't enjoy editing. Editing is boring. And the more editing I can cut out, the better for me, because I don't enjoy editing videos. There are people who do. So we would wait for this to load, and, you know, what shall we talk about? We could talk about cameras. Oh, look, there's our favourite thing. Warning, unresponsive script. Yes, that's because your script is shit, Google. And Facebook does this too, because Facebook's script is shit. And then there are only 2 websites that do it. Not even the porn websites do it, because the porn websites know how to make a decent website. At least in content. But yes, data average, yeah, something about before the 2012. There we go. And we... yes, but now we can kill it, so good. Yeah, unresponsive script. But yeah, that doesn't look like exponential decay, and I've been doing this almost 5 years now. In fact, you can see the first peak of when Steve Benway first shouted me out. Still, thanks. And you can see we're going for another dip period here. Mind you, I've been uploading a lot this last year. Mostly out of laziness since the Master's finished. Got a merit on that, by the way. But you notice it's linear. And this is where I want to ask something of you, of the guys who monetize this, because I have a suspicion, but I haven't got a way of confirming it. By any chance, did your exponential growth and view rating increase and actually hit exponential growth before you monetized your account or after? Because I suspect this growth happens after. Because I don't have an interest in monetizing my channel. I can't be, frankly, asked of the hassle. Money is not a driver for me. I don't really give much of a rat's ass about money. I only really need to have enough to live comfortably. You know, the joys of what I've gone into, which is computer security, the fact it pays well is a bonus, and, you know, I've been accepted for a job recently. Hopefully I'll be getting through the contract tomorrow. But the point is, my starting salary is way higher than the 18 grand that most graduates get, which is brilliant. So hopefully that one goes well, and then I end up losing time to do YouTube videos to actually doing a career I enjoy, hacking computers all day and whatnot, you know, all that fun jazz. But yeah, my merit in computer network security certainly helped with securing that job, because it shows I know my stuff. At least to a basic fundamental level. Obviously there's still much more for me to learn, and in fact it makes me think, why not make this channel a little more computer security oriented? Yes, that doesn't mean stop with the teardowns and repairs and stuff, but why not give it an excuse to play with Metasploit more? Because I've already noticed the web thing isn't up anymore for my printer, but my printer has a login page, and well, I'm thinking we need a round 2 with Carly on that, or Backbox. But getting back to this whole YouTube thing, those of you who have monetized your accounts, I'm interested in when your exponential growth happened. I suspect it happened after you monetized, at least in a massive fashion. So I don't need you to give me posts of your things, but I'd be quite interested to know whether it happened after you monetized or before. Because I suspect it happened afterwards, because YouTube is not an equal level platform, unfortunately, because you realise there's still absolute tripe that makes it to the top, like reaction videos, for example. Loads of boring and mundane unboxing videos. Yes, unboxing is great for a review, but if your entire channel is just opening a box and pulling out the content, what of value are you putting out? You're not putting out anything that educates people. You're not putting out anything that's particularly entertaining. You're not putting anything out that challenges people. So what value does the content have? And then you get these reaction videos where it's more sort of, oh, we're going to play this whole video that someone else was putting effort and resources to create, and we're just going to stand there and go, what, at certain points, and you know. So yeah, I'm interested in knowing the answer to that one from those of you who've monetised your channels and actually watched this one, because I know you're out there. So, be interested to know your opinions on it and whatnot. For now, thanks for watching, and I'm going to see how big this raw file is and probably just upload it raw, because, as I said, I'm not a big fan of video editing. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and hopefully we can learn something interesting from this.